Hello, my name is Joy. My student number is S04411015, and I'm a freshman. I'm going to deliver the speech titled The Fight Against Sex Slavery. I'm talking to you about the worst form of human rights violation, the third largest organized crime, a $10 billion industry. I'm talking to you about modern-day slavery. I would like to tell you the story of these three children, Pranisha, Shaheen, and Anjali. Pranisha's mother was a woman in prostitution, a prostituted person. She got infected with HIV, and toward the end of her life, when she was in the final stage of it, she could not prostitute, so she sold 4 years old Pranisha to a broker. By the time we got the information, we reached there, Pranisha was already raped by 3 men. From his background I don't even know. We found her in a railway track, raped by many men. I don't know how many, but the indication of that on her body was that her intestine was outside her body. And when we took her to the hospital, she needed 32 stitches to put back her intestine into her body. We still don't know who her parents are, who she is. All that we know that hundreds of men had used her brutally. And Julie's father, a drunkard, sold his child for pornography. You are seeing here images of these 3 years, 4 years old, and 5 years old children who had been trafficked for commercial sexual exploitation. In this country and across the globe, hundreds and thousands of children, as young as 3, as young as 4, are sold into sexual slavery. But that's not the only purpose that human beings are sold for. They are sold in name of adoption. They are sold in the name of organ trade. They are sold in the name of forced labor. Camel jockeying, anything, everything. I work on the issue of commercial sexual exploitation, and I tell you the story of from there. My own journey to work with these 3 children started as a teenager. I was 15 when I was getting raped by 8 men. I don't remember the rape part of it so much as the anger part of it. Yes, there are 8 men who defied me, raped me, but they didn't go into my consciousness. I never felt like a victim, then or now, but what lingered from then till now, and 40 today, is this huge outrageous anger. 2 years, I was ostracized, I was stigmatized, I was isolated, because I was a victim. And that's what we do to all traffic survivors. We, as a society, we have PhD in victimizing a victim. Right from the age of 15, when I started looking around me, I started seeing hundreds and thousands of women and children who are left in sexual slavery-like practice, but had absolutely no respite, because we don't allow them to come in. Where does their journey begin? Most of them come from very optional families, not just poor. You have even the middle class sometimes getting trafficked. I had this IS officer's daughter, who is 14 years old, studying in ninth standard, who was raped chatting with one individual and ran away from the home because she wanted to become a heroine, who was trafficked. I had hundreds and thousands of stories of very well-to-do families and children from well-to-do families who are getting trafficked. These people are deceived, forced. 99% 99.9% of them resist being inducted into prostitution. Some pay the price for it. They are killed. We don't even hear about them. They are voiceless, nameless people. But the rest, who succumb into it, go through everyday torture, because the men who come to them are not men who want to make you your girlfriend, or who want to have a family with you. These are the men who buy you for an hour, for a day, and use you, door you. Each of these girls I had rescued more than 3,200 girls. Each of them tell me one story in common. One story about one man, at least, putting chili powder in her vagina. One man taking a cigarette and burning her. One man whipping her. We are living among those men. They are our brother, father, uncle, cousin, all around us. And we are silent about them. When thinking easy money, when thinking it's shortcut, when thinking the person likes to do what she's doing. But the extra bonus that she gets is various infections, sexually transmitted infection, HIV, AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea, you name it, substance abuse, drugs, everything under the sun. And one day she gave it on you and me, because we had no option for her, and therefore she started normalizing this exploitation. She believed, yes, this is it. This is what my destiny is about, and this is normal, to get raped by 100 men a day. And it's normal to live in a shelter. It's abnormal to get rehabilitated. It's in that context that I work. It's in the context that I rescue children. I rescued children as young as 3 years. I rescued women as old as 40 years. When I rescued them, one of the biggest challenges I had was where did I begin? Because I had lots of them who were already HIV infected. One third of the people I rescued are HIV positive, and therefore my challenge was to understand how can I get out the power from this pain. And for me, I was my greatest experience. Understanding my own self, understanding my own pain, my own isolation, was my greatest teacher. Because what we did with this girl is to understand their potential. You see a girl here who is trained as well as a welder. She worked for a very big company, a workshop in Hyderabad, making furniture. She earned around 12,000 rupees. She is an illiterate girl, trained, skilled as a welder. While welding and why not computer, we feel one of the things that this girl had is immense amount of courage. They did not have any products inside their body. He dropped inside themselves. They had crossed the barrier of it, and therefore they could fight in a male-dominated world very easily and not feel very shy about it. We can train girls as carpenter, as merchant, as security guards, as cab driver, and each of one of them are excelling in their chosen field, gaining confidence, restoring dignity, and building hope in their own life. These girls are also working in a big construction company, like Rankit Construction, as mentioned, full-time mentioned. What has been my challenge? My challenge has not been the trafficker who beat me up. I have been beaten up more than 40 times in my life. I can't hear from my right ear. I had lost a start of of mine who was murdered was on a rescue. My biggest challenge is society. It's you and me. My biggest challenge is your block to accept it fitting as our own. A very supportive friend of mine, a well-wisher of mine, used to give me every month 2,000 rupees for vegetables. When her mother fell sick and she said, Sunitha, you have so much of contest. Can you get somebody in my house to work so that she can look after my mother? And there is a long pause, and then she said, no one of our girls. It's a very fashionable to talk about human trafficking. In this fantastic essay hole. It's very nice for discussion, discourse, making film and everything, but it's not nice to bring them to our home. It's not nice to give them employment in our factory, our companies. It's not nice for our children to study with their children. There it ends. That's my biggest challenge. If I'm here today, I'm here not only as Sunitha Krishnan, I'm here as a voice of the victim and survivor of human trafficking. Let in your compassion, let in your empathy, let in need, much more than anything else, your acceptance. Many times when I talk to people, I keep telling them one thing. Don't tell me 100 ways of how you cannot respond to this problem. Can you apply your mind for that one way that you can respond to the problem? And that's what I'm here for, asking you for your support, demanding your support, requesting for your support. Can you break your culture of silence? Can you speak at least to person about this story? Tell them this story. Convince them to tell the story to another two person. I'm not asking you to all become Mahatma Gandhi or Martin Luther King or Manhart Petcock or something like that. I'm asking you, in your limited world, can you open your mind? Can you open your heart? Can you just encompass these people too? Because they are also a part of us. They are also part of this world. I'm asking you, for these children, whose face you see, they are no more. They died of AIDS last year. I'm asking you to help them, accept as a human being, not as philanthropy, not as charity, but as human beings who deserve all of support. I'm asking you to this because no child, no human being deserve what these children have gone through. Thank you.